Good morning, everyone. It is 4 minutes before showtime. Um, as it gets closer to noon, I get less and less impatient, and I always want to go on early. So again, I'm going on early. So today we're going to mix it up a little bit. Yesterday was a fantastic show. I had Ken Baxter, the Rocket Man, the first guy to buy a ticket to outer space, and I love outer space. I love aliens. He didn't have much to say about aliens, but he had nice things to say about going into outer space. $200,000 was his ticket. Good guy, Ken Baxter. So today, and I was going to do it yesterday as well. I might have done it yesterday. I forgot, it was so long ago. But I'm going to read this day in history, which I think is pretty cool because we have to learn by our mistakes. And it's good to know history. I have a history. We all have a history. The Earth has a history, and fascinating things have happened in history. So unless I get a call, and by the way, the call-in numbers are on this note. It's not on a note. It's a Galaxy S8, fantastic phone. The number is 714-316-9829. I'm filming on a rocket phone, 3D. So if you have a rocket phone, you can watch this in 3D. I'm going to be using my tablet for the first time in 42 episodes. By the way, this is episode or day 42 in the Be Fantastic Road Tour. So that's kind of cool. I've had some fantastic days and some not so fantastic days. But every day on the planet, every day on the top side of the grass, you have to make a fantastic day. The other phone, which is a really fantastic phone, is the Note 8, and that number is 310-913-5533. Feel free to call in either one of them. I've got the new microphone, which I hope is sounding good. The last one wasn't so fantastic. It is what it is. So I'm just going to before noon, well, I'll do the official opening. I'm just going to, what do you call it? Vamp. Is that what it's called? Vamp? So I'm in San Diego, California. Tomorrow will be my 30th day here. I spent 30 days in Prescott on Leg 1. I really getting anxious to leave. I'm tired of this place. I need to get out of it. San Diego has been great. I've showed you some great sights. The Spruce Street Suspension Bridge, the Maritime Museum, the Midway, the Big Kiss, Air and Space Museum, where I attempted to interview Ken Baxter, the zoo. I mean, everything's closed, of course, so I'm just standing in front of it as an amusement. Now, as things open up and I travel around the country and the world, I'll bring you into places. And I do plan on traveling around the world at this point and bringing you fantastic stuff. It is 11:59 according to all my digital devices here. And I am going to read you a text from Doug Ivanovich, he's going to be calling in, but I hope he doesn't mind I read what he's got. I'm sure he doesn't mind. It's pretty cool what he's doing. I'll do that at noon. So stand by for a fantastic show. Here, it is 12 noon. Everybody, welcome to 12 noon. It's 12 noon someplace, always, but I'm in the Pacific Coast. I'm in San Diego, California. And I'm going to read you something that's very important. You know, as you know, I get emails and texts and phone calls from ambassadors of positivity of the Be Fantastic movement from all over the world. And I brought you some really interesting stuff over the last 60 days or even more, because I've only been doing the road show for 42 days. This is the day 42 of the Be Fantastic Road Tour. I'm on the road, gave up all my worldly possessions, except my car and some clothes, and decided to hit the road and tell the world about the advantages of being fantastic. So I'm bringing you fantastic interviews. John Paul DeJoria called in a couple weeks ago. It was fantastic to hear from him. Yesterday, Ken Baxter was fantastic. If you want to call in and be part of the show, the numbers are 310-913-5533 on the Note 8, and the Galaxy 8 is 714-316-9829. I'm filming on the Rocket phone, which is a fantastic 3D phone. I think the Rocket Man, who I interviewed yesterday, should bring it to outer space. The rocket man with the rocket phone. Why not? I'm going to do a little different today. If no one calls me, I'm going to talk to you about history. Professor of Positivity is going to read positive, hopefully only positive things that have happened on this day in history, May 12th. They've had a lot of May 12ths. By the way, I want to wish you the 21 million people in the world that are having a birthday today, happy birthday. I did the math. 21 million times 365 days is 7.6 billion people on the planet. So on an average, 21 million people are having a birthday today. It's a lot of birthday cakes, and I want to tell you about the death toll. And that doesn't mean 21 million people are being born today. That just means they were born of the people that are living. Let me make that clear. So I was telling Doug about this guy. He was a science star, and he was promoting hydroxychloroquine as a cure for the coronavirus. Now, Doug says, sorry, Monty, but our quantum physicists, and I work with quantum physicists as well, these guys are top-notch. Top-notch. Engineers, research scientists, physicians, forensics, virologists, and oncologists' credentials blow this guy away, the guy I sent to him. Of course, everyone's an expert. Everyone has different opinions. But Doug really does have some fantastic contacts, and he's one of my fantastic contacts. He's on my board of directors for the Be Fantastic International Corporation. Very proud to be working with them on musical projects and on saving the world, which is one of my goals. So now, they've developed a 5 times safer, more effective, non-toxic product, which will be revealed shortly and probably be available on Be Fantastic app and BeFantasticToday.com and .org websites, that destroys COVID-19 on contact and helps patients in ICU recover in 3 hours to 24 hours. That's a big claim there. And if he says it, I'm going to go with him. And we're going to know very shortly. But listen further. At least our first 200 patients who have had miraculous turnarounds and healings know this. So 200 patients, that's pretty good. Our doctors know that hydroxychloroquine, is that how you say it? I'm not sure. That's a pretty big name, a pretty big word. Spell it for me. Hydroxychloroquine is a controversial toxic chemical. And I know that for a fact because my uncle was head of USC nuclear medicine, chief of staff at USC, and this hydrochloroquine is dangerous for certain people. So it's just not across the board. Everyone can take it. And you can't sell it over the counter either. You have to have a doctor prescribe it for you. So I know that there are downfalls to that, personally. It's a toxic chemical and pharmaceutical drug that definitely helps some people, but also destroys too many people, especially by damaging their kidneys and livers, and too often does not cure COVID. Do you ever see those commercials where you're losing sleep and it says, take this medicine and you'll sleep well? Side effects are blindness, paralysis below the waist. You may get gangrene, liver cancer, and die of insanity. Those are the side effects, potential. But you will get some sleep. You'll get some sleep. I mean, they have to give all those disclaimers to you. It just kills me. You know you're getting old when you watch when the commercials are all about for old people. You watch cartoons, you're not going to see a commercial like that. Our product is a nano-ionic mineral supplement that should not be subject to FDA sabotage. It says should not be subject to. Trust me, the FDA, if they don't have their greedy little hands, and Big Pharma doesn't have their greedy little hands on something, they will shut you down. And because it's disruptive technology, they're not making the money from it. Tesla was subject to horrific things. Anybody who comes out with disruptive technologies are in big trouble. Now, all the billionaires have people sitting at the patent office waiting for that next disruptive technology to come through to either grab it, steal it, or shut it down. And a lot of companies have bought incredible water generating machines, perpetual motion machines, bought them and shelved them because it's disruptive technology. It goes against the grain of the big money. So their product is Nano Ionic Mineral Supplement. I do carry a mineral supplement now from Fred Eichhorn, fantastic doctor. He's saved 40,000 people in the last 22 years from many, many, many diseases. Check it out on the website and on the app. So he says it should not be subject to FDA. See, if a plant, you can't patent a plant, and there's many plants, and matter of fact, all the plants on the planet supposedly have a medicinal purpose, but you can't patent it. That's the problem. It's patenting it. That's where you make the money. They patented the coronavirus. I saw the patent myself. It should not be subject to FDA sabotage and should be over the counter like a vitamin. Should. Well, that's the problem he's going to run into. Fred has been shut down many times from the FDA because it's all minerals. It's fantastic. I call it the Dr. Fantastic Magnificent Mineral Elixir. Check it out. It's very good. If we are not sabotaged, we have the best, simplest, most benign, non-toxic, low-priced cure, $20 in the world, and it will free us all from any need of these dangerous vaccines that are being planned, which I'm told are going to cost $1,000, because there's more money in selling a $1,000 vaccine than selling a $20 cure. Okay. While equally simply freeing us all to go back to work and save our countries and economies. Doug is fantastic. I'm going to have him on the show soon. What does he say today? He can't be on the show today because he has some big deals to help humanity. He's helping humanity, as we all want to do. So that's pretty cool. And now he says they're giving this away for free to doctors who are treating coronavirus patients. So if you're a doctor and you have a coronavirus patient, you can send me an email to Dr. Fantastic at Be Fantastic Today, and I'll get it over to Doug. I was also going to mention something else. Oh, I also suggested that he put that free offer on montyslist.org. montyslist.org is a free website for everyone where you can gift or donate supplies like this, gowns, masks, gloves, food, shoes, clothes, to hospitals, nursing homes, your neighbors, the homeless. So it's a free site that I made, and it's called Monty's List. That's MONTES list.org. Check it out. Gift something to your neighbors. It could be a turkey. It could be anything. And it's free to everybody. So without further ado, there's no phone calls. Let's get to this day in history. Now, as you know, this movement of mine, the Be Fantastic movement, is designed to put a smile on your face and to make you, and when you smile, you live longer because it reduces stress. And when you say the word fantastic, it forces you to smile. It forces the person hearing it smile. If you read it, you smile. The word means unimaginably good and beautiful. It is a fantastic word. Try it out. So, in the year 254, Saint Stephen I begins his reign as Catholic Pope. Speaking of popes, I got a story for you. Now, before I tell you the story, it's the year 254. Okay, so let's go back 254 years. Let's go back another 10. It's called 10 BC. Okay, so someone says, "What's the date today?" What do you say? It's minus 10. I mean, how did they track time back then when this time began at AD, the birth of Christ? We're 2020 AD. I was born in 1954 AD. So someone was born in 1954 BC. How did they know that? If you can answer that, I want to have you on the show because that's interesting to me, keeping track of time. At any rate, so getting back to popes, Pope Gregory IX in the year 1367 thought cats were the devil's worship. So you know what the Pope did? he ordered the extermination of all the cats. And what happens when you kill all the cats? Because he's the Pope. You got to do what the Pope says. You all the rats and the mice and the rodents come out, and that's what caused the plague, the Black Plague, also known as the bubonic plague, and that killed a third of the world. And that's where the question, how are you, came about. It was invented to save your life. From a great distance, you screamed out, how are you, to your friend. And if they yelled back, I've got it, everyone knew what that meant. You stayed away or you died within a week. That was the bad news. The good news was, I'm well. So the correct answer when they invented the question, how are you, was I'm well. Today it's a rhetorical question. Nobody cares how you are, typically. Your mother does. But whenever a human greets another human, anywhere in the world, if it's in France, it's ça va. If it's in Germany, it's vigets. If it's in Mexico, it's qué tal. And in America, it's how are you? They say good and how are you? Oh, what a nice pleasantry. And it means nothing. It's a waste of time and energy. Good is a 4-letter word in my book. And so I'm recommending, as Dr. Fantastic, you say you're fantastic. That makes you feel fantastic. It makes you look fantastic because it forces a smile on your face, which releases endorphins, dopamine, and serotonin, and makes you live longer because that reduces stress. So the cure to a lot of the world's problems is to be positive, to be kind and considerate and friendly and polite and civil. And that's being fantastic. So join the movement. So getting back to, I'm sure you heard this a million times before, but for those just listening in, and believe me, everyone needs reminding. People have joined the movement, and we have 242 ambassadors now. A year ago, it slips by the wayside. They forgot to say they're fantastic. And then sometimes that's the second or third time being reminded. It really drives home how important it is to tell everyone that you're fantastic, especially when you're feeling lousy. It's going to make you feel better. So let's go on. In 1588, King Henry III flees Paris after Henry of Guise triumphantly enters the city. Chicken shit. Stand up and fight. In 1, the chief advisor to Charles I, Thomas Wentworth, is beheaded in the Tower of London. Again, that was not good news, but it was right around a few years later when the bubonic plague came out. So they were beheading people, and they were burning women at the stake for being witches. And these women were typically very intelligent women because they were talking maybe about the future of man flying in the air. And that certainly caused to kill them because, the earth was flat back then. And the earth was the center of the universe and all those kind of things. We've grown a lot in the last 2,000 years. We're learning every day, more every day. Well, here's good news. 1851, the Toul River War ends. Lots of wars. There's been a lot of wars. They're good for business. Everybody makes money when there's wars. Okay, here's one in 1863. Looks like we're talking about American history now. With a victory at the Battle of Raymond, Mississippi, Union General Ulysses S. Grant closes in on Vicksburg. Ulysses S. Grant. Now, most people know who Ulysses S. Grant is. And he was one of our big generals. In 1864, a year later, Union General Benjamin Butler attacks Drury's Bluff on the James River. Can't we all just get along? Do we have to keep fighting everybody? Man. Again, right after that, this is pretty funny. It's the same day each year. The last land battle of the Civil War occurs at Palmetto Branch, Texas. It's a Confederate victory. Well, I guess 1865, the Civil War ended. I was never real good at remembering all this stuff. 1881 in Tunisia, in North Africa, it became a French protectorate. Okay, that's good. Tunisia. Actually, my wife, her cousin's wife is Tunisian. And it's they're called funny French, I think they're called. 1885, in the Battle of Batoche, French Canadians rebel against the Canadian government, as they should. Okay, 1926, getting up to the modern era here. The airship Norge becomes the first vessel to fly over the North Pole, which is still uncharted. Now, I think it's the North Pole or the South Pole or both. They've got a lot of alien bases there. If you follow alien activities. Oh, they found the body. Oh, that's not good. 1932. That's bad news. Oh, here we go. 1935. A very popular group. 1935. That was right after Prohibition. Alcoholics Anonymous is founded in Akron, Ohio, by Bill W., a stockbroker, and Dr. Bob S., a heart surgeon. 1935. And I believe it's religious. There's 12 steps or something. And it's, I don't talk religion or politics, but they like to throw that religion in there. God will save you, Why do people always thank God when they win, but they never blame God when they lose? I always wanted an answer to that question. Oh, okay, this is not good news either. 1940. Now we got the war going on. Let's not read about the war. Well, here's a good one. In 1943, the Axis forces in North Africa surrender. Is that good news or bad news? I don't know. 1949, the Berlin blockade ends. That's good. 69. Oh, now we're in the era where I'm alive. I'm 15 years old. Viet Cong sappers try unsuccessfully to overrun landing zone Snoopy in Vietnam. That was a terrible war. And what was really terrible is they spit on the soldiers when they came home, like it was their fault. That was really, they got no respect. Now someone comes home from war, they're like heroes. Vietnam, they weren't. It's a damn shame. So then 1975. Today in history, born on May 12th. These are people born on May 12th. Of the 21 million, here's a short list of the popular ones. Edward Lear, a poet. Edmund Beckett Grimthorpe, a lawyer and architect. Let's see if Florence Nightingale, English nurse. The average person touches his face 80 times a day, unknowingly. I'm always conscious now. And of course, that's what the mask was for, mainly for the COVID-19, so you don't touch your face after touching something. Mary Kay Ash was born in 1915, founder of Mary Kay Cosmetics, big company. Katharine Hepburn in 1907. Wow, the Philadelphia story, the African queen, married. She never married Spencer Tracy. They just had they lived together. She was born in 1907. Florence Nightingale, by the way, 1820. Let's see here. Yogi Berra, baseball player and coach, 1925. A Russian poet by the name of Andrei Voznesenskiy, 1933. 36, Tom Snyder, and Frank Stella, a painter. So no real big names. Anyway, so that is the day in history. I thought that was kind of cool. Hope you liked it. Hope you learned something. We need to learn from our past. We need to learn from our past mistakes. I like to put my mistakes out here to people. I'll tell you a funny little story. It's one of my YouTube videos, maybe 500 views. It's called Dr. Fantastic Gets Handcuffed and Arrested. It's pretty funny. So I was an Uber driver, and I picked up these two girls at the airport, were outside the airport with luggage, and they waved me for a ride. Well, I've hitchhiked around the world, so I always pick up hitchhikers, or try to. And so I pulled over, and it turns out they were undercover cops in a sting operation. They asked me for a ride. I said, sure. And because they weren't on the app, cop cars descended on me, and they asked me to get out of the car and said I was arrested. And I go, are you kidding me? And I go, this is fantastic. So then they said, put your hands behind your back. And I go, what? And I couldn't, it was like surreal. What was going on? I put my hands behind my back, and they said, put your thumbs together. And I was, how do you do that? And I was, I was saying, this is fantastic. They handcuffed me and put me in back of the car. Another cop, because there was 3 or 4 cop cars, gets in my car, and we drive about a mile away. So as we're driving that mile journey, I asked the cop how he was, as I do everybody when I meet them. And he said, good, and how are you? And I said, I'm fantastic. How would you like to be fantastic? And I told him what I told you earlier about being fantastic. And so when we pulled up to where all the other cop cars were, and I guess it's the operation, what do you call it? What happened? My live? Oh, I thought it went off. I'm sorry. So it was, it was, I guess, command center. That's what it is. So I said, would you mind getting my camera out of my car and filming me? Because I've got this YouTube show, blah, blah, blah. And he had to call in to the boss, and he said, sure. Guy grabbed the camera. So they opened the door and rolled with the camera rolling. I got out with my handcuffs on and said, hey, everybody, Dr. Fantastic got arrested. And it didn't go against my record. It didn't go against Uber or Lyft. It was supposed to be a $35 fine, which they never charged me for. I had to go to court. And then after court, I went to meet with the attorney general or district attorney, whatever it was. And it was a young lady, and I had a nice chat with her. I made her fantastic. And so at the end of the interview, I went to reach in my pocket, give her a gift. I said, I got a gift for you. And she goes, oh, no. She thought I was going to give her like a kickback or graft or something. So I reached in my pocket. Do I have one on me? And I got one of my pins to give to her. She was relieved. And so as I gave her the pin, she goes, that's just fantastic, as most people agree. And she says, can I have another one? So I gave her two. So the pin is usually given to ambassadors. We have 242 around the world now, 41 countries. I'd encourage you to be fantastic. Join the movement. Send me your email. Send it to Dr. Fantastic at Be Fantastic Today. If you need counseling, the counseling number is 714-316-9829. It's free now. I usually charge $100 an hour, but it's free. Anybody who wants to hear Dr. Fantastic give you some motivation. And I'm just trying to help the world, trying to make it a better place. My wife kind of broke up our marriage, this whole Dr. Fantastic thing, because she thinks I'm totally crazy. And she told me on many occasions that I looked like an idiot going out as Dr. Fantastic. But I like to quote Steve Jobs on this one. Steve Jobs said, people who are crazy enough to think they can make a difference in the world are the ones that do. And I know I've made a difference to a lot of people over these last 2 years. And I plan on making a difference to a lot more people. Because when you think positive, positive shit happens. I shouldn't say shit, but what the hell. When you think negative, negative shit happens. You know, if you think you're a beautiful, happy, successful person, you are. If you think you're an ugly, unsuccessful, miserable person, you are that. I think Henry Ford said it best. If you think you can, or if you think you can't, you're right. It's all in our heads. You are the most important person in the world. No one else matters but you. You come first. Like on an airplane. It's a very good analogy. The flight attendant says, if the oxygen mask drops, put it on first, then help others. That's an analogy for life. Help yourself first. Love yourself first. And if you love yourself, people will love you because it shows you have confidence and you're a good person. You've got to be, there's that word again, good. You've got to be a fantastic person, not a good person. So when I drive home the fantastic movement, I tell people, do you want to marry or spend your life with a good person or a fantastic person? Do you want to have a good career or a fantastic career? How about a doctor? Would you want to go to see a good doctor or a fantastic doctor? You want to have a fantastic day today or just a good day today? I want to have a fantastic day, and I enjoy doing this. It's a lot of energy. It's a lot of work. You know, I've got lots of cool toys. You know, the new mic. I don't do a lot of fancy editing because I think it's content that's more important than quality. But eventually, this will grow into having maybe an assistant or two and doing nice special effects, and because everyone needs a little dazzle, subtitles or music in the background or what have you. But I watch some YouTube shows, and this one guy, Dana Durnford, who's on my website, helpussavtheplanet.com, he's been doing it 8 years, every day, 8 years. And he had, 61 people watching him. After an 8-year, I mean, he's got 22,000 subscribers, but 8 years of doing it every day, and 60 people tuned in. Well, I think it was 21, and he was hoping for 61. So there's a lot of things to do out there. And obviously watching Dr. Fantastic is probably not on top of your list, but you will learn, you will be happier, you will live longer if you start to be a fantastic person. So I encourage you to be fantastic. I encourage you to call in on any day at noon, 310-913-5533 on the beautiful Galaxy Note 8. You can call 714-316-9829, on the Note. Oh, that's the Galaxy S8. This is the Galaxy Note 8. 8's a good number. That's my favorite number. I was born on the 8th. I've got an IQ of 8, so it's all good stuff. I've got 8 toys, and anyway, if you make one person smile today, you made the world a better place. And I hope this made you smile at one point during the show. No callers today. That's fine. It happens. Sometimes I get a fantastic caller like yesterday, Ken Baxter, and sometimes with John Paul DeJoria was fantastic. Anytime a billionaire gives you 10 minutes of his time is fantastic. Matter of fact, he just purchased or ordered some of my fantastic caviar, and it is the best caviar on the planet. So he'll be buying 8 ounces of that on Saturday. He loves it. He's a big shout out for me on it. Caviar is probably one of the healthiest things you could put in your body. So eat a lot of caviar, drink your powder, and have a fantastic day. And go to montyslist.org if you have something free to give away. If you're a veteran, go to ilovesos.org, another one of my websites. And you can put in your zip code and find out where to get discounts on products, services, and where to stay. So that's kind of cool. It's been around for 8 years. It's free to everyone. I used to charge companies to list their products because when a company lists their product or service on ilovesos.org, they increase their business, they earn customer loyalty, they spread patriotism, and they thank our veterans for a well done job. And they need to be thanked every day, not twice a year. So that's a little ridiculous. Now, I wish this little device worked on. You got these little remote buttons to turn these phones off, but I've been using this one mostly. I should get a third button, I guess, right? Got to have fun with these gadgets, right? And I hope hope it wasn't crackling today. I'll know in 10 hours when this is uploaded. Everybody have a fantastic May 12th. Happy birthday to you 21 million out there that have a birthday today. And tune in tomorrow, and hopefully you'll call. Don't be shy. Call in with questions, comments. You could even text on this thing. There's a little text box there. You could text the question in. Speaking of questions, I have a fantastic section on the website and on the phone app. It's called Ask Dr. Fantastic Anything. And I've got about 45 people that have sent in questions, ranging from, do aliens exist? Is the moon real? And how can I dump my girlfriend? All kind of different questions. I've been fortunate enough through the years to interview the most incredible people. I've got an interview coming up from a woman who is a dominatrix. I'm looking forward to that. I interviewed Jailbird Barbie the other day, who's spent the last 3 years in prison. She cooked up her one of her favorite meals. You got to watch that to the end. It's called Jailbird Barbie Cooks a Prison Meal. You have to watch it to the end, though. That's the best. Everybody tune in often, share, like, subscribe, join the movement. Let's make the world a better place, a kinder, more friendly, more civil place. Let's be kind to our environment. Let's be kind to strangers. Kindness is the eternal act, or the eternal law. I'm not sure which one it is, but act, law. Abide by it. Be fantastic. Be kind to your family. This is a fantastic time to share time with your family, to plant a garden, to read a book, to learn, to grow. This internet is the most fascinating thing. It's an answer to everything you ever wanted to know. You don't even know how to type. You need to know how to type anymore because it reads your voice. Everybody, thanks for watching. This 34 minutes of Dr. Fantastic on the Be Fantastic Road Tour episode, or day 42. I used to call it episodes. Now I'm calling it day. Once a day, give you a little update, hopefully bring you some fantastic sights, sounds, interviews. And then, of course, my recipes. Go back about a month ago, I was cooking up a storm in Prescott, Arizona. I cooked a lot of my favorite meals. If you listen to my recipes, you're going to make the best guacamole and pizza you ever had in your life. And, of course, my mixology drinks. By the way, the show is brought to you by VIA, Proactive Hydration Beverages. They are delicious, refreshing, healthy. They've got a line of caffeinated sparkling waters as well. This one's orange. They got raspberry, lemon, cucumber. And then these flavors are orange mango, pomegranate. What is the other ones? I should have memorized. They're all delicious, and I make cocktails out of them. So watch my mixology drinks on the site. Everybody, I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully, if I'm still alive, you never know. Maybe my last day on the planet.